Hey, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little bit, but anyways, how about a big thumbs up before we get too involved in this, because this is going to be a little in depth. Over the past, 4 or 5 weeks, I noticed a couple of YouTubers, three to be exact, touch on the subject of they've been asked what it's like to ride a motorcycle. They all gave fantastic explanations, but I think they could have been a little bit more in depth as to how it actually feels, the sights, the sounds, the smells of it all, the exhilarating, just the overwhelming of being out there in the open air on a motorcycle. And the first one that touched on it was a gentleman named Armin. He runs a channel called Old Not Dead, and he's over there in Australia. The second guy that touched on it was Coach Bob 3. He's up in the Panhandle of Florida, and he has a bunch of motorcycles, a Heritage Softail, Can-Am Spider, I believe a Triumph Triple Three, and a Triumph Tiger Adventure bike. And the third guy was Harley Geezer, and he rides a Heritage too. I will link all three of their channels in the description below. But anyways, before I start to ramble away, I want to get to what I wrote down and exactly how I feel every time I go out on the bike. And I call it the Magical Mystery Tour, all right? Riding is like an LSD trip, a magical mystery tour. On the road is real and the visions come at 70 miles an hour. The smells hit first like ghosts with attitude. Pine and hot asphalt, diesel smoke, swamp water, rain on dice, dust, that deep earthy petrichor after a storm when the ground exhales like it's been holding its breath. The raw feeling of going into a corner a little hot, heart thumping, eyes wide, brain screaming and smiling at the same time. You drag the floorboard for a second or two, but it feels like minutes, like time stretches and bows to the lean of the bike. You and the machine are negotiating with physics, and somehow physics lets you pass. If it's your first ride, you might be a little scared or apprehensive. Your hands grip the bars too tight. Your shoulders are up around your ears, and every sound feels louder than it should. You wonder if you're crazy, if you bit off more than you can chew. Then you roll on the throttle, the bike straightens up, and something inside you clicks into place. Fear turns into focus. Focus turns into freedom, and suddenly you get it. You push that tank of fuel to the last pint, roll into the station on fumes and faith, and pump 5.9 gallons into a 6-gallon tank like you just cheated fate and won. Your hands smell like gas and grease and road dust. You wipe them on your jeans. You don't care. The scenery rolls by like a moving painting. Palm trees flashing like green fireworks against the sky. Endless orange groves, that sharp, sweet citrus smell cutting through the heat. Pastures and wide fields full of cattle and livestock, slow and heavy and peaceful, watching as you roar by like you're from another planet. Then the world's red perfume parade kicks in, a sharp punch of a skunk that could knock a buzzard out of the sky, the rotting carcass of a wild boar that's been baking in the 90-degree sun for 10 days, a smell so thick it sticks to your soul, the freshly cut hayfield that's going to clog your sinuses for a week, the green and dusty and alive, the sweetness of the strawberry fields, like candy for grown men who forgot how to smile. And sometimes there's a passenger, the feeling of your loved one massaging your shoulders at a stoplight, or just leaning against your back while the world slides by. That quiet human weight, warm through leather and denim, reminding you that even a lone wolf likes company now and then. Then you park after a long day's ride. The engine clicks and ticks and creaks as the metal cools. The bike is telling stories about what you just survived together. You pull up your helmet and the world feels too quiet, like you just stepped out of a storm into church. That's why I ride. For the smells, the fear, the joy, the closeness, the solitude. For the way the road rearranges your brain and hands you back a better version of yourself.
They call him grumpy old man, but he's real, no pretend. Riding still, keep it loud, never bow, never bend. Street glide, thunder in his chest when it spins. Heavy metal heartbeat, and he fights for his wins. Yeah, the world got soft, he ain't one of those men. He's a throwback savage that'll do it again. From the chrome to the cross, yeah, he knows where it stands. You don't gotta like him, you just gotta understand. Grumpy old man with that broken tooth grin. Been through hell so much he could claim it as kin. Metallica blasting, got the volume at 10. Says the world fell apart when they stopped raising real men. Raised tough, that's the part y'all don't get. Earned every scar and he's got no regret. Used to fight for respect, now people cry on the net. He's the type to tell the truth even when it's a threat. Street glide rebel with the wind in his face. Guns clean, locked, loaded, never needed a safe. He ain't angry, he's honest, that's a whole different place. But society today can't handle that taste. They call him grumpy old man, but he's real, no pretend. Riding still, keep it loud, never bow, never bend. Street glide, thunder in his chest when it spins. Heavy metal heartbeat, and he fights for his wins. And the world got soft, he ain't one of those men. He's a throwback savage that'll do it again. From the chrome to the cross, yeah, he knows where he stands. You don't gotta like him, you just gotta understand. Heart beating double with the rumble of chrome. Never needed anybody telling him how to roam. He seen life break people and he still made a stand. Walk through fire cause he's riding with God's plan. Lost his only son to drugs, that pain don't fade. Still carries that weight in every choice that he's made. Some nights he wonders why the good ones get betrayed, but he thanks God daily for the strength that he gave. Lost friends to the bottle, lost brothers to time. Lost pieces of himself climbing out of the grind. He ain't perfect, he'll tell you, no need to remind. But the hardest men still pray when they're falling behind. He's the last of a breed, not a copy or clone. Built a throne out of battles that he fought on his own. Now he cuts through the sunset, chrome flash on the bone. With a Bible in his vest and a heart made of stone. Choir in the sky singing over the roar. Thunder in the pipes like an angel at war. Still meets salvation when he grips those bars. Yeah, God rides with him underneath the stars. Halo in the headlights, fire in the night. Drums like revival when he opens that throttle tight. From the cross to the chrome, he guides every turn. Grumpy old man blessed with a road that burns. They call him grumpy old man, but he's real, no pretend.